Okay, before I start, I'd like to say that when I was at home, I was so confident. I was imagining that I was so confident. I'm going to be on here, walk like a preacher and be like, yes, this is what I'm going to tell you guys to do. But now that I'm here, the atmosphere has changed. And you guys looking at me, it's kind of scaring me a bit. But it's fine. It's good to know that you have God in your heart, so I'll be safe. Before I start, I like to pray. So I hope that everyone can put their hands together and close their eyes. Lowering your head would be even better. So, yeah. Our Father in heaven, I thank you that you are the same today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I hope that you can be with me and lead me through these sessions. I hope that you can see how hard I'm trying to be closer to you and give me more opportunity like these. And I hope that everyone here who listens to me has gained some kind of your words, some sort of knowledge from me, and that to become closer to you, Lord. I hope that everyone here can also achieve and to also be up here and experience and preach about your word and share about their knowledge with everyone else here. I thank you that you have given me the courage and helped me to be up here, especially today. And I hope that you can lead me through this whole thing and help me to be brave and help me to spread your word. And in the name of Jesus, I pray to you, Lord. Amen. So before I start, I'd like to explain a little bit about why I have picked this topic today. It is living out your faith. So the reason why I picked this topic today is because I am seeing everywhere. I go to churches and I'm seeing from everywhere that not everyone is showing the full capacity of their faith. They are not acting it out. They are not presenting it the way that a lot of social media expect them to be, like perfect, right? But we're not asking to be perfect, but we're asking to be mindful of their actions and everything. And also, I want to say this because at first I wasn't going to talk about living out your faith. Siate also know that. When he told me that I would be the sermon, I was thinking of talking about God's blessing to me. But I had this urge, and I couldn't even tell you if I, like right now, I don't know how I wanted to talk about this topic, but it came to me in a different way, suddenly, but it was creeping on me. So I thought that I would talk about this today and let it out. And it was also camp. I went to camp. That also helped me see that over there they are living out their faith. But it's camp is only 3 days, a few days. And imagine that them living out their faith could be longer than just 3 days. Would have been so much better. So I wanted to talk about living out your faith full time, every day. And how I struggle with it. So it's not preaching, it's just my interpretation and how I felt about this whole living out your faith things. So I have a Bible verses that I like to read. Bear with me. It's James 2:26. James 2:26. So many verses that I can't even find. James 2:26, and it states, "As the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without deed is dead." So did I read it too fast? As the body without the spirit is dead, So faith without deed is dead. So deed is like actions, like things that you apply, right? I hope. So everyone thinks that just because you believe in God and God give you this salvation and grace, that you will go to heaven. Frankly, that is wrong. You have to put some effort. You have to be there, out there, and you need to act a certain way to have your name in the book of life. You can't just believe, because even the devil believes in God. So you have to be different to the devil. You have to act different from what he has done. He is rebellious, but you need to be a better person, and you need to do this good deed so that you can also not just believe in God, but also like made it to the book of life, because you have shown him that you have not only just believed in him, but you're willing to sacrifice your flesh desire just to be with him. I think everyone knows this verse. I don't really need to explain it. You guys probably know better than me. So my main topic, of course, is living out the faith, but I have some different subtopic in that. But like, what is living out your faith? Does anyone know what living out your faith is? It's quite an open-ended question. You can explain it in a lot of ways. Okay, I'll just say it. Sorry. What I think is, it means every day in whatever you do it for God. Yeah, like the faith you have for God, you have to like demonstrate it in your life. You have to show that you have faith in him. Like faith is like inside you. You can't show faith unless you demonstrate it publicly, like show it. Nobody, like anyone can say I have faith in God, but if you live a different way, how would they know that you have faith in him when your actions go against the morals of God? So like living out your faith. Out is the key word right there. It's like expose yourself and like out. And faith is like faith in God, right? Like that's what you have. That's what you came here for, hopefully, because you have faith in God. So this three subtopic that I want to talk about is to show how you can live in faith, in my opinion, is the way we talk. We all talk. Not everyone in this earth, but we all have the opportunity to talk. And talking is really, really important. That's why the Bible verses I'm going to read, also going to explain that. It is James 3:10. So it says, James 3:10. Okay. Okay, it says, out of the same mouth come praise and cursing. My brother and sister, this should not be. I know that I heard everyone here curse. I mean, not everyone. Let's say some of you guys have cursed here and have accidentally slipped. This is not to like expose everyone, but like has slipped a few curse words that everyone has accidentally said. So, cursing is bad and everyone knows that, but they still have the urge to curse because it's something that we do that we didn't know. Wait, let me drink water. I think about what I'm going to say. Okay. Where was it? Everyone curse, right? I have cursed before. This is how I'm going to reflect on it. I used to curse a lot in year 7 when I first get to high school. Because for me, cursing is so much easier to learn because I remember it more vivid than just a few history words of the dates that I can't remember those, but I can remember every curse words because growing up, everyone in our school has say these curse words and they have said it to me or like I have said it to them. It's really, really bad. And I used to say it a lot. And I mean, every sentence, there got to be a curse word. It's like without a curse word, there is no full stop. So I used to say it every single day. And so what brings me out of not saying those curse words were not the Bible yet. Like, I knew now that it's bad to curse, but my sister told me, you can't curse. And she would reprimand me whenever I curse because I have such a strong cursing, like I say curse words so much that I can't even bring it at home. Like I don't just use it at school anymore. It has become a habit that I curse here. Like even like anywhere I go, I can accidentally curse. But now I would say that I never really curse anymore because like, even when I get scared, I don't accidentally curse it. Because like, I have stopped myself at a young age. And like everyone who still struggle with it should actually stop cursing and like just start now before like it goes too far. And that is like, if you're cursing, are you really living out your faith? Are you really showing God that you have this faith? If you can't even control what comes out of your mouth, can you even live in God's faith? Can anyone who is not a Christian look up to you? After you come to church, you go back to your car, sing these songs that swear and everything. Do you really think everyone who's sitting in your passenger seat, who's your friend, who may not be a Christian, would be like, wow, that's my Christian friends, but they're still singing these songs? They have developed such a strong mindset that us Christians are so perfect and we don't curse. But if we can show them that we are a better person and not curse at all and be a role model to them, even though it's going to be really hard and not every Christian is perfect, it's going to give them a better view of who we are as a Christian and how we are willing to leave these things that I'm sure them without God would not be able to control. But we have God, so we would be more like subject to it. We will know better to not curse. Okay. The second verse that I like to read is Matthew 12:36. Matthew 12:36. Matthew 12:36. Okay. And it says, but I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of the judgment for every word, every empty words they have spoken. So cursing is not only something that will jeopardize the Christian community, but it will also be an account for what you said on earth. So whatever you said on earth will also be an account for when God has judged you. And do you really want God to judge you and to tell you every single time that, oh, you have this word, you said this word trillion times? Do you want God to tell and read every word, every negativity that you have said on earth to be your connection time with God? Do you want God to judge you and to talk to you and to tell you that you could not keep your mouth shut and you could not be a better person and you didn't change and you still say these foul language? Like every word, there's a lot of words that we spoke every day. We speak a lot every single day. And it's really important that whatever comes out of our mouth is good. Like it's quite a common knowledge to know that if you have nothing to say, you don't say anything at all. And that's simply what we're trying to aim at. from like now on, like try to reflect on what you're going to say today. What are you going to do? Like, especially on Sunday, like you can start setting out your goals to like not do certain things. And then if you develop these habits, you will certainly remove it. It's like synaptic pruning. Like you will not, if you stop using it, it will disappear. Like it's really good that the brain works that way so that it helps us not, like if I don't swear, I will never be able to swear again because I keep that so far away from me that I don't swear. So like I'm sure if I can do it, a lot of you guys can do it because you're more mature and more like older and with experience than me. So that would not be a problem for you guys as well. So living out your faith, first we start with the way we communicate with each other and we try to keep it nice between everyone. The next subtopic that I want to talk about is the way we act. If not everyone is fortunate enough to speak, like to be able to communicate with each other. Like I might have language barrier with different people, but we can communicate through actions. Like I don't need to understand what language they speak for me to understand what action they're doing. If I am holding a cup drinking, I can tell that they're drinking. Like I don't need a verbal communication telling me that they are drinking. So action is also as important as what comes out of your mouth. So when you're like you must act like the way God wants you to act. And like that means that you need to be right, the way you act need to be presented in a certain way. That means like you don't behave like vilely when you're with your friends. Or like imagine you came to church and then you go home and you go partying, you start dancing, moving, everything. Like that is that action. Do you think what I like to think of it? Because it's a big problem for me as well. That's why this is what I want to communicate with you guys. That I have this problem as well. Like the way I act. Like you can also swear with your action as well. I'm not saying that you should, but you can also swear through your actions as well. We have seen these things come out, like, middle finger and stuff. So when you act it out, when you act a certain way that benefit God, it can also help people like find you like fast. Like if you act wild and like like they don't communicate with you, right? But they see from what you're acting, and they can easily judge what type of person you are, the way you act. Like I can be seen, it's the fastest way for people to judge. Like you don't need to speak to me for me to see the way you act and be like what type of person you are, who you are. So when you are as a Christian, you have to act like modestly, you have to behave, sit properly. You have to do a certain ways to give out that you are a child of God. So this is not something to reprimand you guys. This is God give you guys a choice. So like who am I to be here saying you must not do this? You take it in and you take the message that I'm trying to give, because I'm seeing this like today's preaching talk about going to heaven. How are we going to go to heaven if we are not start acting like we're a heaven citizen? We need to behave ourselves in a certain manners to fit into a certain group. We all know like mean girls. We all have stereotype of a mean girl, blonde hair, those stuff. So if we as a Christian have these certain action that we does, like drinking, smoking, all these things that we shouldn't do, it can really shows everyone how bad we are, even though they have never talked to us before. So acting is also as important as speaking and communicating with everyone, because it is also a form of communicating with other people. The next thing that I want to talk about is the way we think. the way we think is, even though it's the most hidden, nobody, like, you don't know what I'm thinking right now as I'm preaching, looking at each and every single one of you. But I also don't know what you guys are thinking. That's really dangerous. But like, that means that you can hide anything inside of you. Like, I can judge a person the way they act, and I can clearly see what type of person they are if they are acting this way, speaking this way. But the way you think, I cannot predict that. I cannot be here and seeing all you guys' thoughts. That's why it is very dangerous, and like, it's something also very hard to control. It's also very hard to control, because when you're speaking and you're up here, you're speaking and you're acting and you're behaving, you want everything to be the best. Other people can see the way you act and all these stuff. So you want it to be the best. You want it to be excellent. You want it to show that you are the perfect Christian person. But you can be thinking anything inside your brain. You can be out here and thinking so many different stuff that God doesn't want, and nobody would know, and you know that nobody would know. So you can think anything. It's out of this world. You can think about anything. So that is why this one is something that you have to build, and you have to ask for God help as well, along with other stuff too. Other stuff, you can have friends that help you. You can have people that direct you to not curse. You can have friends who act a certain way, speak a certain way, and you'll be influenced by them. So for thinking wise, you want to have closer to God, because that's how you are most, like, you're connected to God as well. Like, God knows your thoughts. That's why that's like between you and God. Like, that's a passage that is between you and God. So when you are thinking these constant stuff, it's like texting God, these constant little thoughts that you have, and God will read it, and some of them will not be good. And do you really want God to be, like, God will see what you're thinking? Do you really want God to see the negative things that you're thinking? So God only, like, doesn't mean you can't think at all. You can think. But like, you can think positively. You can think something about that is good. Like, that's why thinking will be really hard. Like, I overthink a lot. This is the problem that I have with thinking. That's like, you can shoot one thing at a time. So like, my problem is overthinking. Like, I'm up here, I'm overthinking me sharing with you right now. I'm overthinking how you guys will judge me, how you guys will perceive this presentation. But I can think positively. Like, I can change this, think of like, oh, they'll probably think this is boring. But I can just think positively and believe that you guys will probably love it. You guys will probably get something out of it. Because we are learning, of course, so you could not miss anything here. So that you need to start thinking positively. And it is also like good for your body to think positively. Like, God has made our body so well, so cool, that even if we think just a little bit of negativity, it's like attacking our body. But if we think positively, it will not only improve our mindset, but also our biological structure, and everything that we do is going to improve, and it's going to be so much better. And when you're a better version of yourself in everything, you're going to present to yourself, to God, more better. You're going to present to God and people around you better than if you were a negative person, for example. Negative is never good. Like, you don't need to be a Christian to know that these things are bad for you. So like, as a Christian, like, I'm not saying we are more responsible to know this, but we should be. As a Christian that we claim to follow, God that we claim to follow is the highest. We should, of all people, be like better, and we should be out there and helping everyone to be the best. Like, there's a lot of religion out there, and every religion, we need to be the perfect example. We need to be up there so that people can see us. Like, we can't just be with every group blending in, and each unbeliever will pick which religion they want to be in. If we're cast away and if we're hiding in the back, nobody will notice us. But if we are showing the most respect for manners, and we are highest, because everyone loves a good person. Everyone wants to be a good person. It's just hard to be a good person. So when you have God and you are becoming slowly a better person, not only for God, but also for yourself, other unbelievers can also see you and can also understand that they should be in this group. If they are in this group, they will be a better person, they will be kind, and it's something that everyone wants. So I hope that you will see this message and you will take it to heart, because I feel the end, the world is ending pretty soon. We may not be this generation to go, but our kids or anyone, but we are still control. Nobody can help us to go to heaven. So we need to act and be someone who God will pick out of everyone. Be someone God will show. Be someone God will be work on you and will push you to the world to preach, to be, and to do that, you obviously have to have good characteristic. You need to be a better person to do that. So when you're doing that, you're going to be chosen. No teacher going to pick a bad student to represent the class, to thank everyone, to choose as a captain. Everyone wants a good, honest, well-behaved person to be the face of the work. I think that is basically what I want to say. I hope that in between my speech, it makes sense. I feel like I'm going back and repeating a lot of things. But if I repeat it, you guys will consolidate the words that I'm talking. You guys will, those 30-second rules, you guys will put it in your brain, and you guys will get what I'm talking about. I'm sure this message applies to everyone, including me. Everyone here can learn something and can start with something. It doesn't matter if you start. You can walk, you can start, take a step, you can do things that you can do, just try to do it. For example, whenever you swear, you can put something in your money box, subu. Every time you swear, you put it in, and then you give it to offering, what Jose will say, offering. You have to start step by step. Give God that, make God proud, and not swear. I'm not saying people have swearing problem, but it's part of being faithful to God, showing your faith. Living out your faith is this first step I'm taking here is being up here and preaching to you guys, even though I'm not comfortable to be up here. The atmosphere has changed. To be there is better. But I'm here to show you guys that I am improving. You guys can certainly tell that I am more. So yeah, just try your best to behave well. I know it is a hard thing to do because I struggle with it, but I'm sure you guys can kill it. You guys can do this. But it would take me 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but you guys can do it in 1 year. You guys can. Some of you guys don't even swear every day. You guys are good. You guys know how to behave because you're a child of God. So this should just be a gentle reminder that every time you're about to say something that is not nice or do something that is not nice, just imagine that God is here. And do you think God wants to hear this? Do you think God wants to see this? Do you think God wants to hear what you're thinking when you're looking at this person? God probably Probably might not. In most probability, probably not going to think something positive. It's in our body to not think positive. It's our flesh going against everything. So next time you try to do something, it's like think before you talk. Like just imagine God is here. God is next to me. And as I'm telling you guys this, God will probably be like, you guys should probably take what I'm saying. Stop by not swearing. Stop by not acting a certain way. Because that's something, I'm sure for me, it's easier to control because everyone's looking at you. But then you can work your way up to the way you think, the way everything. So yeah, that's what I want to say today. So I hope this is not a lecture to you guys. This is just a reminder. Because I'm not saying it's a bad thing to not feel it, because we all sin here. But I want our community, our church, to be the best representative. And I want everyone to, when they know they're doing bad, if I'm swearing, if I'm acting a certain way, you can come tell me, and we just look out for each other so that we all can make it to heaven and we all can see each other and be like, we did it. Thank you.